Brand or pipeline?
Oh, God. Brand.
AEO or SEO in 2027?
Neither. Could give two shits.
No click marketing?
Don't
Zero
care.
click marketing?
Really don't care, yeah.
Hi, Nick. So happy to have you here. Could you give us an introduction to who you are?
Sure. Name's Nick Zeckets, and I run a small AI-based go-to-market agency called Smoke Signals.
And I believe your background is you've led so many amazing marketing teams and revenue teams, right? Like you have like a GTM leadership background.
I do. I've had a couple of machine learning MarTech exits as a startup founder, and then have otherwise been, a CRO or a frontline rep or something of that sort, basically for 25 years.
Amazing. How has your role changed in the recent? I'm not sure if I should say weeks or months, right? Like things are constantly changing.
Yeah, that's
But like,
right.
how is your role different now than it was, only a few months ago?
Yeah. I think that I spend a lot more of my time trying to enable scale for the things that I know are working and work. So before it was a lot of work and training and enablement and creating teams and organizations that could pick this stuff up and run with it. And now it's spending a lot of time documenting and then translating what it is that we know really works, through these AI and orchestration tools that just straight up really didn't work nearly as well as they started to work in January, February of this year.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is that marketing leadership, revenue leadership is just different now, right? Like you went from like being sort of like the person that translates a lot of things for the people. Now you just translate a lot of things for AI.
Yeah, and I think for us in the work that we do, the organizations and the periods of time where we are, it's important to keep in mind that we don't have our eyes set on, going from 100 million to a billion. We're the type of company that helps companies go from 10 million to 50 million, right? And that's really the phase that we're in, which oftentimes is lean, right? From a headcount perspective. And I think right now there's a lot of opportunities for those organizations to stay lean, but get a lot better.
Yeah.
This isn't to say that a VP of marketing or a VP of sales or a CRO, CMO doesn't still have a lot of human potential to unlock. It still remains the most important, and I hate to call it a commodity, but it's the most important commodity or asset that we have is human potential. But I just think that right now there's this other layer that is really, really moving very quickly and very difficult and requires very experienced revenue leadership to translate into something that's useful as opposed to just a whole bunch of, paper cut projects that people have all around the org.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think is is going to be the challenge for revenue leaders to get there, to become those type of leaders?
I think the kind of talent that you're looking for, it's going to evolve. Specific jobs will evolve, right? So the kind of methodical, long form style SDR, a lot of that long form work should be replaced by agents. And we're going to want humans who are incredible on the phone and who are incredible in person and in real life to kind of generate quality relationships. So I think those roles change. I also think as you start to look at other roles throughout the organization, it's a lot of who has the ingenuity and the passion to learn and to evolve and to build. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of people who have been doing their jobs the way they've done their jobs for a very long time. And I think in this moment, that doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, we all need to reinvent ourselves to some degree.
I think that's right.
Yeah. So tell me, what have you built recently that is just like the most useful, the most exciting thing for you right now? Yeah. And also, why did you build it? Let's start with the why, right?
Yeah. So one of the things that I am personally really passionate about, and our very, very small agency, but it's an agency of humans, not human. We have a very strong opinion about the power of really great intent data. And I don't mean somebody was on the website or an ABM vendor told me that someone with an IP address at a company maybe showed up or is interested in the subject matter that we cover, but really pulling apart that there's this data that was scraped from a proprietary database or a site or something like that, a government institution or something that is indicating in this moment that this company is feeling the pain that one of our customers can actually solve for. And I think the real interesting thing about that is right now, if that's done really well, it does power better outbound. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I think one of the things that's really missed is what does that data asset do for you and what else should you be doing with it? And so one of the things that we built was a micro app and content creator tool. It sits on top of HubSpot, and you can point it at any list and all of these great custom properties from all these incredible alpha signals, and you can have it generate a market-facing app. And so then the app just appears a couple of minutes later. It's dynamically fed by all this data that lives inside of HubSpot. And then when you do get the trigger, you can say to that person in the market, hey, we built something for people to kind of navigate this problem in this moment and get better informed. Mm-hmm. And it's a true value add, but rather than saying to somebody, oh, I caught you with your pants down, here's a belt, right? You got to buy my belt. That's the only thing that you can do. We're showing up and saying, no, I'm going to give you the belt. And then later on, we're going to talk about the fact that we sell overalls, which never fall down, right? So I just think that the model has to evolve in order to meet people where they've always been. But now these tools just enable us to do a much better job when we're there. And this like content creation engine that we built that sits on top of HubSpot, building micro apps in a few minutes off of these incredible data assets is an unbelievable unlock for demand gen for sure.
I love how we're now going to market in a smarter way, right? Before it was just like, let's spray and pray. But now what you're saying with like the intent data, right? Like it's just so granular and so intentional. And I think future customers will appreciate that.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. And there's a lot of downstream things that happen that are really remarkable off of this. One, I mean, when you quantify and qualify the demand or the potential for demand within an organization before you ever even reach out, it means sales cycles can get shorter. It means deal sizes increase. It means onboarding improves, right? These are the types of things that oftentimes organizations weren't learning maybe ever, but if they did, it was the customer success team months later, right? And now we're able to pull that kind of insight all the way forward to qualification in the MQL, right? Before we even decide that we're going to go and talk to them. So instead of the spray and pray, it's, hey, yeah, we know we have an audience of 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 companies that we could sell to, and we'll put content in front of them and be useful and valuable and present. But I'm only going to directly reach out when I have an incredibly high degree of conviction. And I think that's the other part of the puzzle, is that if you just have a lot of conviction around that, a lot of spray and pray was like, I don't know who the 5% is that's in the market. And now it's like, these are the 5%, and the other 95%, you can just be nice to them, right? Yeah. So that they know you when you reach out. But
you keep them in your back pocket, and you also monitor in case something changes, right?
That's
people change jobs, people raise money, right?
That's right. That's when the signals fire.
Change, exactly.
Then it's time to go. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. So now that we all have sort of access to the same AI tools, right? Like we're all building these all cool things. Like, what do you think is going to be the moat? What can differentiate us?
I think fundamentally it's some version of customer empathy. And I think what's really difficult for people is understanding how to derive customer insight. And sure, you can do a regression analysis on data in your CRM and blah, blah, blah. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're really going to discover your wedge and how you should really go to market and the stories you should be telling and the narratives that you should be using, AI is not going to give you the narrative. Yeah. They're just not. They're not going to give you your wedge. They're not going to, Claude and OpenAI are not going to have 200 customer calls and then understand what that really means and be present in those calls with deep empathy for where those people are and what they're trying to figure out. Yeah. And I think if you have that deep empathy, everything else will come downstream of that. That's the context that the AI won't ever have. And I think so many organizations just skip it.
I think it reminds me what Steve Jobs was saying about building product. Like there's one thing that the customer will ask for, right? Like a customer will ask for a faster horse, but they will not see the wheels, the potential of a car, right? So like we as marketers, as revenue leaders, like we need to kind of like go one step beyond what Claude and like AI can give us all the background information, but we have
That's
to see the future.
That's right. That's right. That's a really great point, that Claude can only synthesize what it is that the market has publicly expressed about itself, which tends to be very little, right? So it's like, where do you get that information? And the only way to get it is through a really honest and earnest outreach to the market and saying, all I want to do is help, right? I think I can. I have some ideas. But what I'm most interested in is understanding where you are and where you want to be. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to keep asking you more and more questions, and I'm never going to stop, right? And I think that's the other thing that's really interesting, particularly for early stage companies, right? There's a product discovery process. Hey, we've decided that this is what we're going to do after whatever, 50 interviews. That can't be the end of it. It has to be every day. It should be arguably the most important enduring activity within any organization. I think it's the only way you get big and great and durable.
Brand or pipeline?
Oh, God. Brand.
Hire a creator or hire a strategist?
Creator.
AI agent or junior marketer?
Agent.
Yeah. Build community or buy ads?
Oh, community all day. Yeah.
Founder-led content or brand content?
Oh, founder-led. Depends on the stage. Founder till 100 million and then brand after that.
Outbound or content?
That's the wrong question. I love you for asking it, but it's the same thing. I think that if you are treating them as two different things, you're getting it wrong.
That's why SDR should be under the marketing.
100%.
Yeah. AEO or SEO in 2027?
Neither. Could give two shits. Yeah.
Oh, there's no click marketing.
Don't
Zero
care.
click marketing.
Really don't care. Yeah.
Interesting. Chasing MQLs or time to kill MQLs?
I think the concept of MQLs is fundamentally spiritually right. I think it is practically wrong, and I think that AI has the capacity to fix the quality and the meaning of an MQL. So I'd rather people not burn the house down to the ground and keep it, but just do it right.
Run the playbook or burn the playbook?
Depends on the playbook.
Ship fast and ugly or ship slow and precise?
Oh, fast and ugly.
Claude or ChatGPT?
Oh, Claude.
Awesome. Cool. That was it.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. That's fun.